This video covers Section 8.3, an introduction to functions, practice problems. Number 1, evaluate the expression negative 3x minus x squared for x equals negative 5. When we evaluate this, we substitute negative 5 for x. Negative 3 times negative 5 minus negative 5 squared. Negative 3 times negative 5 is 15, minus negative 5 squared is 25. We're left with 15 minus 25, which gives us negative 10. Number 2, state the domain and range of the relation x equals y squared. To state the domain and range of this relation, it's easiest if we graph this. Because x equals y squared, let's substitute in some y values and see what their x's are. If we substitute a y value of 0 in, then x is equal to 0 squared, or 0. If we substitute a y equals 1 in there, then x equals 1 squared, or 1. If we substitute an x equals 2, a y equals 2, then we get 2 squared is 4. A y equals 3, then x is equal to 3 squared, or 9. When we substitute the negative numbers in, y squared would be negative 1 squared, which is positive 1. Negative 2 squared is positive 4. Negative 3 squared is positive 9. So we see that we have 0, 0, 1, 1, x equals 4, comma 2, x equals 9, comma 3. And then we have 1, negative 1, 4, negative 2, 9, negative 3. So we have that sideways parabola. It's pretty obvious by looking at the x values that they're always going to be greater than or equal to 0. The domain is the set of x values that we attain, and so that's x is greater than or equal to 0. The range is all the attainable y values. And we see that we can have negative y's and positive y's, and so this one's all real numbers. We can also write that in interval notation as negative infinity to positive infinity. Number 3, we see that we're asking a very similar problem, but this time it's y equals x squared. This time we're going to be plugging in the x values and getting the y's out of them. If we plug in negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2, we'll get a handle on what the y values are going to look like. When squaring a number, we multiply it by itself, gives me positive 4. Negative 1 squared is positive 1. 0 squared is 0. 1 squared is 1. 2 squared is 4. This time the y values are all going to be greater than or equal to 0. But the x values, those can be anything. So we know that this graph is the parabola that opens upward. 1, 1, 2, 4, 3, 9. Negative 1, 1, negative 2, 4, and negative 3, 9. The domain on this one is all real numbers, negative infinity to positive infinity, and the range this time is the y values greater than or equal to 0. The domain and range is always easiest to see from a graph. And this concludes the video for section 8.3, an introduction to functions practice problems.